because of their defense.
Figueres was running the show before he stepped out and took a rest on the bench. And then Telly greets him with great defense, and now it's just a different looking game just because Antelli's picked it up.
Caruso with a pump fake, gets in the lane, passes it back outside to Visconti, and a little too hard. Good hustle though from Italy, and Visconti catches it from, well, another jump shot on the baseline from Auxilia. Caruso with the rebound, forces it up. Caruso perhaps could have handed the ball off to Auxilia, but elected to go for the shot. And going for the mismatch was Vanaclocha, and he draws the foul.
The difference just in that, because in transition, and Tilly had to go safe and he picked up someone on the wing, there was no pressure on the ball, and the whole defense started to be a little bit more passive. Spain changed an angle, throw it inside, draw a foul. Every one of this team has got to live with that pressure on the ball. Italy, at 1 to 5, whoever's on the floor, has to play hard on the ball. They've got to make Spain play a little faster than they really want to.
And Capobianco wanted the 5-second violation, but look at the pressure, and now they get it up to Auxilia after the turnover, and then he turns it over. Esteban reached in and knocked it away, and the ball turned back over to Italy. And Capobianco is just happy that he's seeing a little bit more intensity from his players more than anything else.
So it is one of the big differences, national team coaching, etc. You've got 12 guys, they can all play. You just got to find the right guy. And he's an experienced national team coach, so he kept looking and looking, and until he gave him the answer.
Oh, great play by Antelli, but Caruso couldn't handle it, but it ends up with a three-pointer for Denegri. And now it's down to 6. What a comeback by the Italians. Near turnover turns into a three-pointer. To get us up top. And Font now wide open. Good!
Well, it's out the coaching manual. Baseline penetration, you move to the baseline, you're level with a pass, you get it, the extra pass to the wide open shooter, and Font's had a nice start to this game.
And that was a big, big shot from Font. Now he's putting the pressure on Denegri, who gets it to Auxilia, and he hits the little mid-range jumper.
Now, we've got a game now, Jeff, haven't we? Italy have now found their rhythm. They've found their mojo, if we were, in terms of what we were talking about earlier on. These guys are now playing defense.
Antelli steps in, just being very disruptive. Figueres gets in the lane, makes the pass, goes off Vanaclocha, and did he step out of bounds? 3-second violation.
No, I think he stepped out of bounds.
Okay, stepped out of bounds. On the baseline. Tomac comes back in for Vanaclocha.
I mean, Antelli's got his hands on his knees. He has literally, he's put 150% into his defense here, and he needs to come out now. But the trouble is he going to get someone to come off the bench to play with the same intensity? He's just one of those guys who just seems to love to play. He's just been a live wire since he's come in.
Well, look at Auxilia, gets in, puts it up, and draws the foul. Yeah, the thing about Antelli, it's like he's a cyclist going on a long ride, and he's finishing it with going uphill. Has he still got enough energy to do it? Look at the drive and the penetration, and it's really just a tremendous show from Antelli. It's just been contagious. Because even Auxilia has picked up his game. Foul was on Font. Auxilia misses the first one. Now, they didn't call the lane violation on Vila there. It was quite clearly in.
I think he was faked in as well, and I think the officials like, no, we're not going to call that.
Well, again, Auxilia steps in the passing lane, and the bounce pass to Antelli gets it back to Auxilia, and he goes up and lays it up and in. And now Spain, Luis Gil calls timeout, And you have to wonder about Spain because, they were up 14, 16 points, and they weren't able to deliver the knockout punch.
Well, we said at the time there was so much time, and as long as Italy found someone, and it found someone in Antelli to spark them, and Auxilia with his confidence coming for the game that he had against Spain in the European Championships, he really has fed off that, and it's contagious. It's always contagious. And the great thing about Coach Capio Bianco is he knows he don't want to change this now, but he's got that balance. How long can Antelli go? Because yesterday he used him like this. He really did run him into the ground in that second period where they got the real initiative. And we commented during the game, does he come back? Well, it's almost that's his job done. He sparked the team, and other guys came in, and Denegri just made some shots. And if that's his role, great, because he's really got return on that role now.
Yeah, I mean, he's basically breathed life back into their game.
Yep.
And you can't really ask more than that, and he gets everybody else into the flow.
And he's selfless. The penetration last time, guys with the emotion, maybe I'm going to go up, he just dropped it down to Auxilia to make the easy two. It's a heady but such a passionate, intense impact he's had on the game. He has changed the face of the game almost single-handedly.
Yep, I wholeheartedly concur. I agree.
And he's still out there now. He's not going to let any guard rest, is he?
Nope. He's got the assignment of Figueras, who's had such a bright start, but has not been quite the same player since he came back in. Esteban over to Molins, and Molins, his shot rebounded by Auxilia. Antelli back to Visconti, and Caruso kept it alive. Look at the hustle from Italy, but not rewarded. Stepped out of bounds, but you can't fault the effort, that's for sure.
Tremendous effort all around. The intriguing thing is 4:25 to go, and Egiator, who had a nice start, picked up his 3 points, no fouls, and was a difference maker in what he offered this team, hasn't come back into the game, and I'd have thought we'd have seen him by now.
Figueras drives in and gets rejected by Auxilia. He's not going to try that again. Vila over to Molins for three. And it's Antelli with the rebound. Boy, what a play that was from Auxilia. The SWAT. He's on the SWAT team. And Visconti, wow, powerful move by him to control.
That 20 seconds just sums up the difference now. Real aggression defensively, straight down the gutter, the defense offensively. Get a replay of the block there. And this Italian team in the second quarter has actually woken up.
Vila drives in, follows up his miss. Then he was blocked by Caruso. But the Turkish referee called the foul, and Gil was appealing for the foul, not realizing it had been called, and the Mexican referee went over and had a word with him, told him to pipe down. Look at this, the effort. And I think because he was blocking from behind, it didn't help him, but otherwise
there wasn't a lot of contact, let's be fair. We didn't, again, like we didn't with the whole of the Spanish team, Eric Vila yesterday with his numbers had a great game, and maybe it was almost our disappointment with the sort of level of the game yesterday, but he's come up with some great numbers here today already. He really does. He almost looks like he's the steadying influence that Coach Gill goes to when his team's under a little bit of pressure.
Yeah, he didn't shoot for a high percentage yesterday, but he did score a lot of points and grab a lot of rebounds. He's been more efficient.
Yeah.
Here against the Italians. Denegri comes out. 5-point game. Antelli back out to Denegri.
Oh, it's great defense.
Okeke has it in the paint, goes up, and good D by the Spaniards. Now Molins pushes it quickly. He's going to go all the way. Oh, he missed the layup. Incredibly, he almost could have dunked that. Antelli puts his head down. Oh, what a wraparound to Okeke. And Antelli has completely ripped this Spanish team to shreds since he's been in the game.
got to be on the highlight. Hey, what a great vision. What a great play. Watch this on the video. There they go. 3 guys in the air. Just finds the open man. You got to love him.
Figueras. And now the Italians fighting each other for the rebound. They end up getting it and passing it over to the Negri. But this is, man, Itali's just playing like a man possessed out there. And there's no question he's turned the game for Italy. Now he puts up the jumper, hits the front and back of the rim, and stays out. Boy, what a semifinal.
Oh.
Higuedor is going to come into the game. The next dead ball for Spain. Vila going at Auxilia, puts up the jumper. Nice. Ooh. Off touch.
Wow.
And then the trademark chest fist on the chest from him. Figueras reaches and commits the foul.
Well, Vila at the moment is carrying his team. His team have really been taken out of they're in a great rhythm early on. And that's the second or third time he's just found a bit of space, wants to get the shot he wants, then ends up with a nice stroke. And he's moved on to double digits, 10 points. Him and Font between them, 18 of the 30 points for Spain. Very perimeter orientated.
Okeke took on Higuedor and he did not come out on top. Now Vila. And Telly, meanwhile, out of the game, Pena back in. Higuedor goes baseline, puts it down, and Bucarelli reaches in, steals it. He can't stand up or it'll be a travel. And he's able to get rid of it. Pena steps in, puts it up from the line, and stays out. And Molins, still hard to believe Molins missed that fast break layup. He's got it, goes behind his back. Esteban for 3, and that gets a lot of rim and stays out. Now Bucarelli and Molins steps in front. That is foul number 5. Why would you commit that foul for Spain?
That's just a poor decision because it wasn't as if they were outnumbered. They had guys back. There's no reason for him to do it unless if they wanted a penalty, fine. But that's a crazy decision. I know Pena's a very, very good player. I think he's the leader of this group when it really comes down to it. But even on that first possession where and Telly's not in the game, it's not as challenging for Spain. He's not sacrificing himself defense. He's not forcing the ball. He's reacting and trying to contain the ball, not pressuring the ball and getting it to other areas.
So Bucarelli makes both free throws and gets it back to 3.
Hey, Jet, whatever happens, this second quarter performance, Italy are right in it now.
I mean, if Italy going to win this game, you might as well put Antelli on the all tournament team, in my opinion. I mean,
yeah,
he's been that good.
Impact on performance, massive.
Molins. Foul away from the ball. So now free throws. So Higuedor is going to be at the line trying to extend it. Again, he hasn't played that much, and it hasn't been because of the foul trouble today. He just sat down and didn't get back in the game. Italy have called timeout. They want to discuss how they want to approach this final 28 seconds. 10 assists for Italy, 7 for Spain.
Jeff, while we're at this time, it's always just an intriguing question. Maybe it's they're going to use him more in the second half, whatever. But he only played 6 minutes, and he was a factor early on. He came back with less than 2 minutes to go, just before the halftime break coming up. And I know he's raw. He's a very raw talent. He's a very, very strong young man. But
look at that stat there. Now, maybe this is not a traditional Spanish team per se in the transition game, but 11 transition points or 11 fast break points for Italy.
Yeah.
0 for Spain. Of course, Molins could have had that layup that he missed.
I'd almost question it as well, because there are a number of times where they've gone in transition and kicked it back to the perimeter for a shot early. To me, that's almost that is fast break points. But whatever happened in that start, they were very positive and they did have some early looks. But Iguodala, for me, I still think he's going to be a factor because he can protect the rim, and Spain have no one else who can do that and can change people's shots around the ring.
So Iguodala is putting up the first one, and he misses. He came into this this game shooting not a high percentage, only 43%.
No, he's a long way from the finished article. He's one of those guys that, you know, he's been in the World Championships at under 19. How good is he going to be when he's 25? It's one of those.
Well, Italy, will they hold it for one? Try to take it down as far as they can. Bucarelli. Pena goes baseline. Gets it to Bucarelli. Back outside, Visconti, the lefty. And Akeke gets the rebound, and he gets rejected by Vila. But the foul is called against Vila. And Glišić, the Serbian referee, says, "Don't remonstrate too much, young man." Watch this.
At the time, I thought it was. On the replay, I think he's a little harshly treated. But then again, I'd say, Jeff, they've been very consistent with that. There's been a few things where there's been a little bit of contact, but they've called it the same. So that's all you can ask.
So Keke and Italy were battling away there, and they have cut that deficit to just 1 point. So Spain will call timeout to advance it and try to get something.
And it's almost, we've had 1 quarter of dominance from Spain, then 1 quarter of dominance of Italy, and we've ended up with a 1-point game. We expected this to be close. Perhaps we didn't expect the sort of big momentum swings we've seen, but
we see Italy shooting 40% inside the arc. They've picked it up. I mean, it is like Lazarus having, it's like rising from the dead, this Italian team. I mean, it's incredible. I thought they were going to get right out. I mean, we were talking. They just about stayed in it.
Yeah, absolutely.
By the end of the first quarter.
Yeah, absolutely.
And as you look here at the rebounding, Spain actually on top 19-12.
You know, it's almost as though like they almost got the old electric shock things out to like start the heartbeat of this Italian team, because there was no heartbeat. There wasn't anything that you saw yesterday that sparked them.
They just looked like tired, lethargic. Yeah. And it didn't look good. I mean, it didn't look like they were going to be able to wake up for a minute there.
And we can't forget, you know, even though they're in big programs or all with great clubs or at university, whatever, they're still young guys. So, like, tournament play is tough. Playing a game and then being ready the next day is very hard.
Well, Vila's going to throw it all the way down. And Mezzanotte, he gets it off in time, but he's not going to make it. So, you know what, Spain are leading, but they have to feel like Italy won that first half, the way they clawed it all the way back to 30-29.
Well, those stats, they don't actually tell you what happened in the game, because they've sort of balanced themselves out. Because if you'd have looked at the stats at the end of the first quarter, Spain would have had great stats, Italy wouldn't. And now Italy have had a great second quarter. So it doesn't really tell you the story of the game. The story of the game is a great start by Spain, but that was such a flat start by Italy. And we saw them celebrate yesterday, and there's a big emotional thing about making that semi-final. Big win over like Lithuania, which they were the underdogs. So it takes you a while to get into the games, and you've got to give credit again. We always give credit to Coach Capobianco, because he looked to his bench, he found the right answers, and he let that group play for most of the third quarter unchanged. And sometimes the best move is to make no move, and he got his unit and he just stayed with it. And that's just experience, and it's a great coaching job, and it's in-game changes. But you think you've got to need Antilli to make that happen for you. And what a performance. It was just a tremendous, not only because of what it does for him, the rest of the guys responded, and in particular, Auxilia just started to play. They're in great shape now. Who knows who's going to play the third quarter? Because I can't tell you I wasn't good. I wasn't calling a big swing in either quarter straight away, so who knows what's going to happen. What I know is we've got a 1-point game.
Absolutely. Spain on top at halftime, 30-29. Stick around for the second half. It'll be coming up in about 13 minutes. Well, 30-29, Spain on top of Italy. But you know what? What a game it is. Spain well on top early on, and they just weren't able to step on the accelerator. In fact, it was Italy that just kind of came to life. They had trailed by as many as 16 points at 22-6. And then the introduction of Antelli especially really sparked Italy. Michele Antelli, you know, it's not so much what he does scoring-wise, it's just the energy that he brings defensively. He does have 3 assists, and he had, you know, it's just the way he moves his feet on defense, and it's just a lot of fun to watch and see how contagious it is. So adjustments will be made presumably at halftime by both of these teams, and you know, what do you see unfolding here in the third quarter?
Well, I think the first thing to say, Jeff, is just, you know, stats are always useful things when you look at trends over a whole tournament. Spain are averaging 16 turnovers a game, turned the ball over 14 times and a half, and that's about Antelli and his defense and everything else. It's just taken them completely out of what they were trying to run, and that in itself just has given them a platform to build into the game. Spain have countered that by just out-rebounding Italy. I mean, Italy have just been absolutely nowhere on the glass. But that number for a team like Spain, who prides itself on its execution, prides itself on what it runs and how fundamentally it's sound, 14 turnovers in a half of basketball is just going to kill them. And that's the, you know, and part of it, we talked about it yesterday, at times they look slow in the half court. You match that against Antilli and what he did for the rest of the Italian defense, and the result is turnovers. And Italy have just fed off those turnovers, scored points off them, and run the fast break as a result of them.
That's right. They've got 8 points off those turnovers. Spain haven't, in fact, scored any points off of Italy's turnovers. And really, it's interesting from a statistical standpoint. If you were not here and you were watching at home, just following the live game feed, you really wouldn't understand the impact of Antelli, because if you look at his stats, he's got 1 steal, he's got 3 assists, 1 rebound, he's missed 1 shot. That was a jumper after he had already changed the game.
Yeah.
You would have no idea of the impact that he has made, and really now the onus is on Pena and I think Denegri to really keep it going. It's interesting that Auxilia is not going to start the second half. Mezzanotte will, as well as Okeke. So Denegri does start the second half. That's a difference. And Bucarelli need to see more energy from him. He actually picked it up when he came back into the game.
But he's not like yesterday. He was a focal point. He had a lot of touches. Whether he did something or not, he was always involved and really did. The ball went through him a lot, and that's the sort of impact he normally had.
So second half action underway in Italy. They have not led in this game, and they have a chance to take the lead here. Bounce pass to Mezzanotte. Gets inside, over to Bucarelli. He puts up a jumper, and Vila gets the first rebound here of the second half for Spain. Now Figueras, he had a bright start.
And then Antelli arrived.
Absolutely. Font drives in, and Font has been terrific. He was one of the main men in the first quarter for Spain. And Font had 5 points at halftime, so now he scores on this drive and goes to the line.
He's been very impressive today, inside and outside. He's got his stroke going, which he didn't yesterday. Just watching Coach Capobianco, you almost don't have to watch the action. He lives every play at times. And he just didn't like what he saw last time because it was very much all in front of Spain. Spain were in control defensively, and he still took the shot. He wasn't happy.
Well, nice pass out to Mezzanotte. Passed up the 3, almost turned it over. And Pena did a good job of collecting it. Now he gets it over, and they get it to Okeke for 3. And probably not the shot they're looking for.
Pace of the Italian offense, pace of their defense is like it was in the first quarter. It doesn't have that intensity. It doesn't have that forcing. It's in that containing mode again where it started, and that really lets Spain establish the rhythm they look like they're establishing now.
Well, Ejigador is back in the game, and he draws that foul, or he is fouled by Mezzanotte. So Mezzanotte comes out of the game after his second foul, and he is replaced by Caruso, who was impressive when he came in. Now, look at that. Font just goes right down the lane and lays it up. He is slick.
Ah, such a decisive first step. He curled off that screen, and he knew the defense was chasing, got it and went, and excellent first step. But the Italian defense is like a half a step away now.
Bucarelli hands it off to Caruso, and nice turn from Caruso. Pena trying to hound Figueras. Now Font, he's got the bit between the teeth. He gets back in the lane, passes out to the corner. Now it's Figueras. And shot clock winding down. Vila puts it up, and Okeke with the long rebound. Okeke drives, gets the bump, and will go to the line.
Well, how many times do you see that closeout situation? If you get the angle wrong and you allow them to go down the middle, great things happen. And again, Italy go down the middle. They did it a lot to Lithuania yesterday, exploited the poor closeout. Spain are normally so good at getting that sort of angle right. Yeah, I think Caruso, you mentioned as he came in, he was impressive in the first half. He is another one of those guys who just plays with more energy. He's quicker, he's more active. And I think that this sort of game, if they can be the more active team, they could come away with a win and the place on the podium.
Well, you've got Pena this time chasing behind, and Figueras is really struggling over there. And what's happened is Pena, did he check on the man? There he is, that gentleman right there at this commissioner's table.
I think he just checked his stats. I think he wanted an assist or a steal or something. Just check with the guy. Can you get that one?
Good hustle, good turn, and Ejigador escapes the attention of Caruso and is able to go up for the two-handed rim rocker.
Nice finish, nice finish. Really held his spot really well.
Pena to Caruso, and Caruso is fouled by Ejigador, and Caruso is mad at himself for not making the shot.
Now, we talked about the horror show from the free throw line earlier on, and again, both teams are struggling to be consistent. And we saw yesterday how crucial that was in a number of games. But the other thing, an 0 for 2 on that trip to the line, Spain have got to decide how they're going to play that pick and roll. Every time they allow them to use the pick and roll, good things happen for Italy. There was times in that first half that they showed away from the screen that looked much more productive.
Well, Figueras drives a little wraparound to Ejigador, and Ejigador couldn't catch it. So it goes back over. Good break for Italy.
I don't think that's the sort of pass that Ejigador wants to catch, is it? He wants to either straight to him or something in front of him he can go and get.
Now Denegri fouled by Font. See the foul on the Spaniard. He was claiming an elbow was thrown with a forearm. So he exits, and Molins comes in for him. Now the pass to Okeke, and Caruso chases it down, but not able to prevent it from going out of bounds.
He's still got to like the effort, and that's, he's active. He's always trying to create. He's going after that loose ball. I think Molins is going to be a crucial factor in the second half. He had a difficult first half, whereas yesterday he was just finding easy points in all sorts of different locations. If he gets himself going offensively, it's really going to help the Spanish cause.
Molins has the ball taken out, but then Ejigador is there for the putback, And Caruso thought he had it clean, but he is called for the foul.
He probably had the ball clean, but then he probably got arm, shoulder, body, and everything else, because Higuita ended up on the floor. Let's take a look.
Yeah, he got him with a little bit of body there.
Yeah, just followed straight through onto him. But I like the way Higuita doesn't mess around. He's going to take it up strong. He's got to learn how to shoot a free throw. Otherwise, he's going to spend a lot of time there. If you can't make them, people normally send you there.
Yep, it'll be the hack-a-shack approach. Auxilia is going to come in for Italy. And that'll be a good substitution just to get his offense back in the game. And Caruso exits.
It's an interesting lineup, Jeff, now for Italy. It's probably their quickest, biggest lineup. They got forwards on the floor, no real inside sort of 5-man, and it's going to be it's interesting to see how Spain match up on this.
Denegri for 3. And Vila chases it down, and he was pushed by Okeke.
Yeah, it was definitely, I think Okeke was almost going to fall into him and ended up extending the arms, getting the push. And that's Italy in the penalty again. And one of the things that's hurt them in this game is that they've consistently been in the penalty situation for large chunks of each quarter.
Oh, look at Auxilia. I mean, we talk about his offense, but look at his D. And then the hustle from Vila.
That's great by Vila. He got disappointed, obviously, with a pass that got knocked away. Don't feel sorry for yourself. React. Find another way. Did a tremendous job staying active. It's all those little plays. Those little things will make a difference in a close game. And all that's going to say is that Spain retained possession. There's nothing for Vila in the stat there.
Molins over to Vila in the corner. Now he's going to step out and take a 3. Higuita there for the offensive rebound and put back, but he doesn't score, but is fouled once again.
He's becoming a factor, isn't he, on the inside there, just the physical presence. And we said Italy have gone a little small, I mean, not relatively speaking. And then Higuita's just making hay on the glass. He's just got to make the throws, though. It's just a little mechanical at the moment, isn't it? It's a little bit, this is how I'm supposed to shoot a free throw. Doesn't really flow.
So both of them are no good. One was ruled out on a lane violation anyway. So again, Italy dodged the bullet there with a couple of missed free throws by Higuita. Caruso, meanwhile, back in the game for Koke. And Pena puts up a 3 and hits it. What a classic semifinal, Spain and Italy. Two countries with a lot of tradition in basketball. Tomic misses from the corner. Look at the hustle from Caruso, takes it away. And then Pena, Tomic is on the floor. Look at him diving for the ball. Figueras comes up with it. Both these teams getting after it. Vila gets inside, has it knocked away. Now he gets on the floor. Caruso can't find the ball, and Vila ties him up. Caruso is just standing there, sitting there, almost as if he couldn't find the ball. He didn't know where it was.
Again, it shows where Italian defense and execution defensively is, as well as just their effort. There was a mismatch. Spain recognized it before the multiple loose ball battles. That's the 3rd or 4th loose ball battle in that one phase. It ends up with a jump ball because there was the mismatch. Vila tries to exploit it. Everyone recognizes it, attacks the ball. It gets loose again. That wasn't happening at the beginning of the game. Italy are right on it in what they do. Great play.
Beautiful inbounds pass, the alley-oop to Molins.
That'll get Molins going. That's great for Spain.
May have to bring Antelli back in on him. And Bucarelli over to Pena. And then Figueras, quick hands.
But this is where we were yesterday, weren't we, in terms of saying, well, Antelli's got to come back because they're going to need that. And Capobianco just didn't go to him until the game was almost over. It's interesting to see if he does get back.
Oh, they have a breakdown now.
Oh.
Caruso missed the dunk, but he gets a couple of shots. Now, I don't understand how he missed the dunk. Was he fouled on the act or was he fouled after he missed it? Watch this. Oh, yeah, he was kind of hit as he was going up for the dunk.
Caruso's contribution, just out of the guys filling that 5 spot for Italy, he's just been the most active guy out of anyone in that spot, and just his activity has really come up with real dividends for the Italians.
He is also struggling, though. He's now missed 3 free throws in a row.
Well, this was going to be that horror show. We talked about the stats from the Europeans, and Higator, Caruso, they've got missed free throw written all over them at the moment.
So he makes 1 of 2 and at least cuts the deficit back to 4. Molins. And it's Denegri that gets the assignment on him. Molins passes to Figueras, who gets into the lane. Bounce pass to Tomic. He can't handle it.
It's a poor pass. It just wasn't. It was either to him or it wasn't a bounce pass. It was almost right at his feet. He really struck. It had done very, very well to hang on to that. The penetration was great. Just the execution right at the end.
Pass to Auxilia in the lane. Now baseline. Oh, beautiful feed. And Caruso this time makes the shot. It's back to 2. Figueras picks up the dribble. Higador, and he loses it. Has it knocked away.
Every time he gets it and puts it on the floor, they just go after it. He just can't put it down. If he's not got the automatic move, he's got to go inside, outside. Quick hands.
Oh, Higador. Oh, but the hustle from Pena gets it back for Italy. And Villa quickly jumps up and knocks it away. They're trying to get it inside to Caruso. Look at that hustle.
Oh, you can't. It's a World Cup semi-final. You can't be surprised at it, but you got to disrespect the amount of effort these guys are putting in.
Baye spin, Ignacio Baye spin in the game. Number 11, and Tomic goes out. Now 4 on the shot clock. Denegri pulls up for 3. Follows up the shot, gets it back for Italy. Caruso back to Denegri. He's open, he puts it up, and it's good! Those second and third opportunities. And Italy have come back to take the lead for the first time in the game. Molins. Baye spin. Figueras. And Higador not able to control it. Bucarelli pushes it quickly for Italy and somehow gets the shot off, follows up the miss, still can't get it to go.
Well, things like Higator's effort on that, getting back to get the defensive rebound, will also go unnoticed. That's both teams are just, well, they can't try any harder, put it that way. They're just got to calm down and execute.
Villa just behind the line and fouled, shooting the jump shot. Fouled by Denegri.
And that's a real bonus for Spain. And they got forced to take another jump shot, and then they foul a jump shooter. It's one of those things. It's one of those things that coaches hate. You know, you force the tough shot, don't bail him out by fouling and following through. Well, Alvaro Sanz coming into the game. It's the first minutes of the game with 2 minutes to go in the third. And Higueras has struggled, isn't he? He's been disappointing after such a bright start that he really has been taken out of his game by the defense that the Italians have actually imposed on him.
So Sans Barrio, as you mentioned and it's Vila at the line, and the Texas A&M youngster misses the first one. They don't want to forget Font over there because he was having a good game as well. He's back on the bench. Vila makes the second, so he ties it up.
Yeah, both teams at 50 and 55% from the free throw line. It's like if one of them could get to 60, 65%, they'll win the game.
Pajola, one of the forgotten men for Italy, back in as well. And Antelli has come back in for the Italians. And here he is. You know what he's all about. We've been talking about him all game. Auxilia. The jump shot is good. Molins probing. Sans Barrio. Now Molins puts it up and able to get it back. Sans Barrio. Oh, right off the bench, and he nails it. He ties it with 1.5 minutes to go in the third. Antelli. And Sans Barrio giving him a taste of his own medicine. And that foul called on the penetration.
And they didn't need to foul. The ball was on the floor. He didn't really have an angle to get to the basket. They could have just kept him going behind the basket right here. There's no need to bump him. Doesn't have a drive lane. Just guard him, contest him.
So Banaclocha called for that bump. Font on the bench with 3 fouls. And Antelli still hasn't scored.
Semi-final of the World Cup, you've got a team scoring 46% from the free-throw line. It's a crime. It's a crime against the game.
Oh, and he misses both, but fortuitously for Italy, the rebound, and Auxilia now with the push, and that is foul number 4.
Oh, he's going to have to sit. Vida's going to walk down the floor and shoot the free throws.
So that is a hugely, 2 missed free throws from Antelli. Another look, a missed 3, and then the foul on Auxilia, and it puts Vila on the line. Wow.
Well, this is the game we thought we were going to have. The first 2 quarters just they're both warming up perhaps, but now it's like blow for blow, point for point. It's a 1-point game right now with one free throw to go. And he can't go 2 for 2. Jeez.
Banaclocha kept it alive, but Spain have at least gone back in front. Bucarelli gets it to Bajola. Bucarelli again. Visconti. And the follow. And Caruso couldn't quite get it in, and Banaclocha comes down with it. And Sans Barrio doing a good job coming off the bench here. And Bucarelli does a great job moving his feet.
It looked to travel to me. Coach Gould's up saying I thought he was fouled perhaps, but you actually heard it. It was a real shuffle of the feet as he picked it up.
Final 22 seconds of the third quarter. Bucarelli, the dish, and the basket by Caruso.
And it's Italy more and more breaking this Spanish defense down. And once they get into help situations, they're finding open guys. Italy doing a really nice job.
Oh, Sans Barrio drives. Oh, what a play by him. Right at the end of the quarter.
Where's he been? Where has he been?
What a shot with the left hand as well. Look at this. Little shake and bake. Wild X factor.
Let's save the guy for the highlights. Let's get him in at the end of the game. Tremendous end for him. Tremendous quarter. 46-45. Too close to call for me.
Well, the shooting percentages free throws. Obviously a horror show for both teams, especially for Italy.
Jeff, we talked every game yesterday about how important making free throws are, and here we are in the semi-final with both teams struggling just to step up to the free throw line, perform the same action, and make the free throw. And it's really gonna, you'd hate for this game to be decided just by missed free throws, not made plays. But I'm just so impressed now with the way that the Italians are starting to break down the Spanish defense and share the ball. And at the same time, Spain are then looking to the bench for people to come in, and they've found answers. So, you know, both teams have reacted in-game adjustments by coaches. It's, wow, 1 point game a quarter to go. That's how we probably scripted it before we started the game. We got there in a weird way, but here we are.
Well, back in for Spain will be Font. They've got I think a pretty good offensive team out there now, especially the way Sans Barrio has revealed himself. Font back in, Vila, as well as Molins. So they've got a lot of options on offense anyway. And perhaps not as many for Italy. Now, who are they going to turn to with Auxilia on the bench? Well, Bucarelli's been doing some creating. He drives in, puts it up off the glass, and Caruso battles. Pajola comes up with it. And Higador just takes it away from Visconti. Vila gets inside. Oh, somehow gets the shot off it. Higador crashes the boards. And the foul on Italy as they try to get the rebound. If there's one thing that Higador could do is go up and get the ball.
If he can make free throws, you wouldn't be looking at a 1 point game, would we? I mean, he's just been a one-man rebound machine for Spain for periods of this game. And Italy pick up another quick foul. They're going to be in, again, they wouldn't be surprised. We're in the penalty really quick again.
Although it hasn't really cost them because of the free throws.
Yeah, absolutely.
Free throw misses by Spain. Bucarelli knocks it out of Vila's hands. And Vila puts up a very difficult shot. And now Antelli goes behind his back, gets it up to Pajola. Quick pass to Bucarelli. He's going to go all the way in. He's not going to miss, but Caruso hustles in for the rebound. Boy, a lot of action and no finish. Visconti for a deep three. And I think De Negri is going to come in for Visconti at the next dead ball. Sans Barrio goes between the legs. Whoa, what a play! What a play! Just didn't finish. Now Pajola. Italy gets something in transition. It's going to be Visconti, and he doesn't make the shot, but earns a trip to the line.
Oh, the Sans Barrio move. Beautiful little move. Just couldn't finish it. Great effort to get down the floor there. Bodies down the floor, Italy, but it's almost like, the guy. It's like normally, foul, go to the free throw line. There's the play, and he did actually do all the hard stuff to get there. They just couldn't make the reverse layup.
$1 million move. 5-cent finish.
I love that.
And Font, who
is on 4 fouls.
4 fouls, has to come out of the game with 8:21 remaining. So he picked up the personal. And Esteban comes back in. Now, Visconti, a rare sight, seeing a free throw, the first free throw go through. He will come out if he makes the next one. Unless the coach decides to get somebody, make another substitution. It's going to be De Negri.
2 for 2 was just too much to ask for.
So we're all tied. The winner will meet either Canada or the USA in the final. Molins drives down the lane.
Well, I do think Molins could be a real factor here. He's one of those guys that will look to take the initiative, will look to attack the hoop. Beautiful little finish.
Higuedor commits the personal. It's just the second on Spain. Visconti does come out, and De Negri enters the game. Well, we know De Negri what he did yesterday. See if he has any more big shots in his arsenal. Pajola from the right and rims out. How many times have we seen balls rim out in this Under-19 World Cup?
Tight rings, I think was the phrase. Molins is, I think, Jeff, if he starts getting going, he really could take it over at a crucial time for Spain.
Or this guy. Sans Barrio puts up a three. Good! Unbelievable. Sans Barrio, seemingly buried on Spain's bench, has come out and just landed a couple of serious blows. Bucarelli for three. Good! And they get it right back. El Clasico, folks. Or if you're Italian, Il Clasico. And look at the reach from Pajola. Boy, both of these teams want it so badly.
And so much brought it over the halfway line, desperate to try and get rid of it, and they smelt that and they went after it. No one was moving for him.
You got to ask Luis Gil why he hasn't played Sans Barrio more.
He'll probably say it was all part of the plan.
Well, here's Molins, whips out to Tomic, and now he drives, passes it back outside to Esteban, and Esteban just loses it. And again, the defense from Italy just not giving away anything. They're making them work. Look at Sans Barrio with this jumper. Brought some rain with it as well.
Yep.
Had a lot of arc. Italy looking to tie it or take the lead. Pump fake from Bucarelli. Takes a tough shot. Caruso alive, battles for the jump ball, and the possession arrow goes over to Spain.
Caruso, we've said this a number of times, just his activities, he's not as strong on the glass as some of these other guys that he's going against, but that, for example, he had no right. He was outside his own space trying to rebound that. And those types of situations, you know he's going to get rewarded for that as this game develops, because he's outworking people. Great effort on the glass.
Here he is, kind of the developing story of the game. And now he's going up against Antelli, and now Sans Barrio stood up. Thought he might get a travel called, and he was almost forced into a turnover. Now Molins gives it to Vila. 6 on the shot clock. Molins goes to work. Gets in the lane. Over to Tomic. Tomic, he's forgotten how much time is left. He gets it off just in the nick of time. What a play from Tomic, and a tough break for Italy.
They're torturing their fans. The last 2 shots, absolutely torturing them down the shot clock.
Bucarelli hands it off to Caruso at the line. They battle for the rebound. It's Vila. And Bucarelli is called for a foul. Plenty of time for Italy. 5:38 remaining. But would you have seen that shot falling for Tomic?
And you're absolutely right. He didn't know. Then he realized at the last moment and just put it up. And we said right at the beginning, it's going to come down to guys making big plays because they're going to cancel each other out as teams, and that's what Tomic just did.
Look at Antonelli trying to really force the ball out of Molins' hands. They'll come up with a steal. Bucarelli takes it, but he reaches in and commits the foul.
There's part of me that you're looking from the side. I don't want to get in the penalty. Every time I'm fouled, I'm going to go to the free throw line. I'm not making them almost. But people have no reason to go after it. Then they've contained it. They've got them deep on the shot clock, and he wanted too much in a bad situation. You've got to retain your discipline as well as actually putting the effort in.
So Antonelli, having tried to bring it defensively again, now Pena comes back in. Okeke as well. into the game for Caruso. Esteban puts his head down, drives in, and Keke, strong rebound, and fouled by Tomic, who was crashing the boards.
The Spanish at the small forward spot, when they put it on the floor, they can't break the defense down. They end up having to go over it and they have to try and force it. It's not something that they've really got a lot out of, apart from the first quarter.
Negri. Oh, good hands for Moline. Steals it. Now Vila has it. Tomic. Esteban open for three. Good. 7 points, the advantage for Spain. And Capo Bianco has seen enough. He is calling timeout. And I think it really hurt Italy when they lost Auxilia to that fourth foul, without question. But that was a big-time shot from Esteban.
And that's what we're talking about in terms of when the forward puts the ball on the floor, they just haven't been productive. When they've gone inside on the pass and then thrown it back outside, they're the shots they've started to make. I just don't think they're getting much production out of those. Look like they think they've got mismatches. They're not quick enough on the dribble to worry the defense. But like getting it in, kicking it out, frees up that perimeter jump shot, and they've made a number of those.
Well, that's the whole thing. I mean, what you think about with Spain right now is Sans Barrio hitting that jumper at the buzzer. Tomic hitting the shot at the buzzer. Now Esteban has struck with a three-pointer. And
they've been very patient until they've got something in rhythm, as opposed to just taking a bad one. And it's that's what De Negri is going to have to do for Italy. Penna, I think this is his time. This is where he's going to have to come in.
Well, Auxilia has also come back into the game with 4 fouls.
And there's absolutely no reason to try and protect him because you're down 7. What are you protecting him for? To come in and try and get back from that? If he gets him close now, who knows what might happen. Exactly the right move to get him back in the game now.
Penna hands it off to De Negri. Auxilia, who's been sitting and watching. Okeke misses, battles, ball goes back to Spain.
I was just about to say, Jeff, that Okeke's got some responsibility now because he's the guy left in to take Caruso out. And Caruso's been really, really effective. Okeke's got the ability and the athleticism. He's 6 feet out. He's got to finish that play.
Penna trying to cut off the pass. Esteban just hit a big 3. Tomic now, he gets in the lane. Oh, he goes strong to the rack.
Nice little second step, wasn't it? Just came back, got himself a nice angle.
Now Penna drives in. Tomic gets up, gets the block. Penna on the ground, gives it to Okeke, and Okeke has it taken away. Sans Barrio 3-on-1. Beautiful dish to Esteban, and Spain have opened up an 11-point lead. Incredible.
Well, I did not see that little burst coming because they got the ball inside Italy, and Okeke's missed a couple of 2 3-footers, you know, and the steals, as you see there, with Italy still winning that sort of battle, but it's and then the foot speed down the floor that we haven't seen from Spain all the way through. But as you said, that where has the Sans Barrio been? He's led the break. He has Esteban ahead of him. And this, again, I keep saying about national team basketball, you got a roster of 12, you can find a way to use them, and the rotations on that Spanish bench, it's easy to say they're working when they're going up 11, but there's guys getting down the floor, getting ahead, and outworking their opponent. Italy had that look again, Jeff. Sorry, Italy had that look of where are we now?
Well, 3.5 minutes remaining. Still time, but they got to get some. They got to score and they got to get stops, and they got to get some rebounds. Auxilia fouled by Vila.
Yeah, that's poor defense by Vila. Just didn't move his feet. Just had a little stretch for it, and I'll send Auxilia to the free throw line, I think. Oh no, that is the fourth. It's 41-28 on the glass. Spain have just dominated in that department.
Well, Bucarelli puts it up and scores. And don't forget, with the struggles at the free throw line for both teams, if Italy do start to foul, Spain are going to have to make some shots. But there's just no way anybody could have expected Sans Barrio to come out and make the impact that he has. Vila drives in, is blocked by Auxilia, who's playing with 4 fouls. And then Tomajic commits the foul, and unsportsmanlike has been called on Tomajic, not playing the ball. So that'll be 2 shots and possession.
He was on the wrong side. Well, he came from behind, so it's always going to be unsportsmanlike with it. Yeah,
he grabbed him. He grabbed him on the side.
Yeah. And you're behind him, therefore it can't be a basketball action, and the referee has to call it that way.
But you have to take advantage if you're Italy. And the captain, El Capitano, Bucarelli, makes the first.
Well,
So
what was it? He went to 11. He makes these 2, and it goes back to 7. Then they've got possession. All of a sudden, it could be a 4-point game in the blink of an eye.
he does indeed make both. So it's back to 7. Well, that was a major mistake by Tomajic. And it's just the sort of thing that happens, you know. You just get the red mist. You just forget what you're doing. Now Bucarelli turns, puts it up. Oh, he had the shot, but he just kind of lost control as he went up. And unfortunately for Spain, they couldn't collect the rebound. Here it is again. Look at him. He gets in and just missed the shot badly. Okeke gets it into Pena. Auxilia open for 3 and gets it off the iron. Well, that was an opportunity. And who do you foul, really, if you're Italy for Spain? Esteban drifts in right at the line, misses. And another bullet dodge by Italy. But now the clock is the enemy as well as Spain. Bucarelli for 3. Good!
Oh.
And the Italians are alive again. It's the captain who has brought them back to within 4. And Capobianco, out of your screen, is upset at the commissioner's table about something.
Yeah, Spain called a timeout and canceled it.
Look at that. They get the steal anyway, and now Pena gets it to Denegri for 3. Good! Oh! Incredible performance. What a comeback. And it's a good thing that they didn't call the timeout for Italy, for Spain, that they were complaining about. Look at Denegri. He's been relatively quiet today. Spain were up by 11 points about a minute and a half ago, and now it's just 1 point.
And you made the point, you know, the red mist on the unsportsmanlike foul. How big a mistake is that? Because they're in transition, but Spain are back, and he gives up the unsportsmanlike foul. They make the 2, they get stopped, they make a 3, game's right back on. And momentum at the right time. It's who gets the run at this game, definitely. Who gets the run at the right time? At the moment, Italy are in the right place. But you know Spain, they're taking the timeout. Font's going to come back into the game. They'll run something. And who inside, outside, I'd love them to go inside, outside. You know they're going to run something to get a shot. But Italian defense has been the difference that's got Italy back in. So who knows what Capobianco is going to come up with. And if they're sloppy on the ball, you know they're going to steal it. And Italy still have a foul to give.
Wow. I'll tell you what, if anything, you can see how you could really pour the points in quickly in the sport of basketball. You just got to stick with it. You don't give up at all, do you? I mean, we saw almost a few celebratory high fives from Spain when they went up by 11. And now they've cut it right back. To just 1 point. So Figueras back in the game for Spain. Font back in. And Molins is going to have it up high. Hands it off to Figueras. Vila penetrates and fouled by Pena. Now, he was not shooting, was he?
No.
So that'll just be the 4th foul. And Pena's holding his left shoulder as if he's injured himself. And I don't know what Capobianco is upset about. So Figueras going to inbound the ball. He gets it through. Oh, breakdown by Bucarelli in Italy.
It's moments and moments and seconds and seconds. They had him. They had him everything guarded. Back cut for a layup. And Bucarelli just went to sleep.
And the hands by Vila almost forced the turnover. Now Denegri. Three-pointer. Okeke gets the rebound. He's going to go up strong. He's going to score. 50.8 seconds remaining. Spain clinging to a 1-point lead. Some full court pressure here by the Italians. Denegri guarding Molins. Who's going to make the play now for Spain? It's Figueras. Pena on him. Figueras hands it to Tomic in the corner. He was walking a tightrope, and he is fouled by Pena. That's going to be free throws for Tomic. They're in the bonus.
That's the second time Pena's been in that situation where all he has to do is just play defense. He just goes for a little too much. He just wants a little bit more than he needs. He's got him on the sideline going the wrong way, and he wants a bit too much, and he sends him to the line. But hey, the way they're shooting free throws at the moment, who knows?
And sure enough, he misses. And Tomic obviously also having committed the unsportsmanlike. 19 years of age. Came in shooting 77%. Came into this game at the free throw line. Don't forget, Italy have to box out here. He makes the second, so it's back to a 2-point game. Now, what do Italy do?
Well, you'd love to see him get auxiliary of the ball, and if they really do collapse, Negri from the 3-point line would be the progression.
Auxilia back to Bucarelli. He's been the man with a hot hand. He's going to penetrate. He's going to get fouled, and he goes to the line for an and one. What a gritty play by Bucarelli.
Again, straight down the middle. No help. Gets the poor defensive play. He's got to make a free throw. Now, he's been shooting the free throw as well as anybody. Let's be fair. He's actually done
he just
a
made a couple
job.
of, he made the 2 from the unsportsmanlike foul. And now the interesting thing as well for Spain, they have brought in Ejigador. Now this is risky.
Oh, yeah.
Because Italy could foul him.
Well, if they make it, Gil's got a timeout. He'll take the timeout to call a play to get the shot to win. If they miss it, then it's almost like Higatora will try and become like the rebounder.
Oh, he misses, but Auxili gets it, and it's back. And
what?
They're saying in the lane too quickly. Yeah, they were saying, was it Molins that came in too quickly? I'm confused now. And the Spanish fans are wondering what's going on. They can hardly watch. Look at that. Look at the expressions. they can't believe their team has blown a late 11-point lead. What was that call?
I think the thing is that they call the early line violation. The clock has to go back to where it was. I think that they're just setting it back to 11.7. So that's what they've done. And Vuccelli has another chance to give his team the lead.
See if he calms down and makes it the second time. So 11.7. He's trying to complete the three-point play. And he does. And Luis Gil calls timeout to draw up the play. Boy, you're going to feel happy for the team that wins this one, and you're going to feel absolutely sad for the team that loses it. But then again, on the other hand, you know, Spain, it was their game to win. Really, they were in good command, up 11.
Yeah.
And you just have to tip your hat to Italy as well for not giving up.
Well, they've been up double digits right at the beginning. They're right at the end, and they've blown both those situations. Keep going back to that unsportsmanlike, the way it turned the whole tide around. But Higuitor surely can't stay in the game coming out of here. You know, I
think they'll foul him.
The only reason he might be in there is they'll keep him away from the ball, shoot the ball with enough time to get an offensive rebound. That's the only reason to leave him in.
Yeah, because Italy aren't going to commit an off-the-ball foul to put him on the line to get the ball back. Let's be honest.
No, if he's that far away from the ball, the way the unsportsmanlike foul should be called, he would. Then again, he's still going to miss whatever. So.
But you've got numerous options for Spain. If you're Spain, really, you got to be thinking about putting the ball on the deck and going to the basket.
Yeah, Mullins is probably the guy that's got that ability with the matchup he will have to create.
Also, Font.
And I think Font, depending on who guards him.
Villa. He can.
I think they'll go Villa on the inbound because I don't think he'll beat them on the dribble. He'll spot up. Be interesting to see what we get here.
Well, it all comes down to this, folks. A spot in the final of the FIBA Under-19 Basketball World Cup at stake. Italy leading by 1, 11.7 seconds remaining. Spain trying to inbound it. They get it to a Higuitor. He hands it off to Villa. Now Villa's going to go to work. He's going to get it in the lane. He's going to put it up. He's going to miss it. They're going to crash the boards. Italy have got it. And Molins commits the foul on De Negri, I believe it was.
Yep.
So they went with Villa.
And to be fair, he missed. If there is such a thing as an easy shot to win a game, he got it right really deep.
Well, he got it. He had an opportunity to make a shot. But the interesting thing now, 2.1 seconds remain. If Italy can make both of these and go up by 3.
There's no timeout. Spain have got to go the whole length in 2.1.
Italy, will they foul?
What? They
Is
make
that
both.
risky?
They make both. You 2.1. If you really want to insurance it, you could.
I think you don't foul. But I think you also have to be careful that you don't foul a Spaniard
throwing up.
Yeah. Some of the things that I've seen this year, I rule nothing out. So he makes both. Italy by 3. Villa is going to look to get the ball, hopefully deep for Spain. And they get it to Esteban. He puts it up from half court. And that is it. And Italy have claimed the most famous of come-from-behind wins. Look at them celebrate. They have made it to the title game of the FIBA Under-19 Basketball World Cup. They have risen from the dead, folks. And as you just look at the statistics, the more important thing to look at is that celebration on the court, because that is why you play every single second to the end of the game. You just never give up, do you?
Well, the only number that matters is the top one, the 66, the 63. You can't. How can you? If you're Italian, you were dead at least 3 times in that game, and total belief and total application, total just desire to get back in it. And at the end of the day, you know, their defense came up with plays when they needed to, and they get the win. They led the game for probably less than a minute in the whole of the game, and they led it for the minute that mattered. It's a heartbreak for Spain, and it's an amazing win for Italy. And they go to the final. Who would bet against them against anybody with that belief?
And we've talked about it so many times the last couple of days, but once again, if you're looking for reasons why Spain have not put this game away, 54.17% at the free throw line. That's one of the reasons. But you can't afford to miss that many free throws. Italy, in fact, only shot 56.52% themselves. But when you go up by 11 points with 3 minutes remaining, you've got to be able to put it away.
Yeah, absolutely. And the other thing is, for all their defensive effort, for all they turned over Spain 20 times. This is Spain they turned over 20 times. Italy themselves, only 6 turnovers in the whole game. Yeah, they may have missed free throws, but every time they had possession, they got it down there and gave themselves a chance to actually score. Capobianco, we talked about him yesterday. This guy must be running on it. He's emotionally, he's been through the mill at the Eurobasket women. He's now been through the mill, but now he's got to win, and he really, really, really deserves that for the amount of effort he has given his country. Italy must have, if they're on an emotional roller coaster in this game, but all that mattered was they came up with plays when they needed to, and they go right back to the unsportsmanlike. The game was in Spain's management. They could control it. The unsportsmanlike foul correctly called, and Italy, but you said it, they had to take advantage, and they more than did that.
Well, it was Antelli. You could really argue it was Antelli who was the MVP of the game, because without his contributions, Italy never would have even been in the game in the first half. They were just down and out. And you also have to really salute Buccarelli, the captain, for really carrying the team there down the stretch. I mean, he really took over, didn't he?
Well, we talked about missed free throws. The one guy who didn't miss free throws down the stretch was Buccarelli. Made a 3, made the free throws. And this last, when the replay gets to the last play of the game, Vila had a look at a 4-footer. Now, he may have got a little bump, but if you gave him a shot, Coach Gill would have taken that shot to win the game. And he just couldn't quite finish the play.
Well, these basketball games, unpredictable stuff. I mean, we were treated to just a real classic encounter. 2 great European basketball nations. Spain really looked to have raised their game today. Italy really had to dig deep to summon something. It just happens from one day to the next. You simply just do not know. You know, if you're a coach of this team in Capobianco, you have to wonder, where's my team at the start of the game? And yet they did just enough to stay with it, stay in it. And finally they kind of woke up and got into the flow, and you just got to play all 40 minutes. I mean, it's something incredible. And you can't make mental mistakes. You feel bad for Tomic, because actually he was playing quite well.
Yep.
It's just a mistake that he makes. And to be honest, the referee made the right call.
Absolutely.
I mean, they did a good job in this game.
I thought the refereeing was very consistent, very even throughout. All those things you said about, what teams showing up, mental mistakes, we keep forgetting sometimes. These guys at 17, 18 years old, they're going to make mental mistakes. And they're going up against the other great 17, 18-year-olds in the world. And a little mental mistake here and there, you're bound to have it. Missed free throws, you're bound to have it. Those are the things these guys will get rid of as they go through the development, the stages they're going to go through. But gee, talk about mental mistakes, but what mental toughness it really showed throughout the whole game.
Well, the winner is Italy, so they will play the winner of the next semifinal between the United States and Canada for the title. And Spain now will have to settle for the 3rd place game, and they will take on the loser of that next game between the USA and Canada. And it has been just absolute sheer joy. So excited to have made the trip all the way to Cairo to watch that game. I'm not sure it gets any better than that, really. I think we were rewarded yesterday. We watched some pretty large margins of victory yesterday, and this one was special. Both these teams giving everything. A lot of floor burns, a lot of people just giving everything they could to get to that title game. And you can see what it means, especially to Italy, to make it. They are absolutely over the moon. It's going to be pasta tonight.
maybe a little like sparkling wine for people. No, that's what it means. That's
Prosecco.
Yeah, that's the thing. Prosecco. Thank you for that. But Capobianco, You just got to take your hat off to him. His players really worked hard for him, but just what a performance by him.
Incredible stuff, folks. Thanks for watching. One last time, it's Italy 66, Spain 63. Italy reached the final of the FIBA Under-19 Basketball World Cup.